Sparking Zero, the most anticipated anime game, may I dare say, of all time, releases next month, and I cannot wait. I've been waiting for this game since I was 9 years old. And it's kind of crazy to think about. I'm so glad we're getting this game because if I ever had a kid, I would have sacrificed him to the Bandai gods. I'm not gonna lie. So future kid, if you exist, thank Bandai. I'm so excited for this game, yet I'm conflicted. As the game gets closer, I'm filled with dread as I'm scared for what this means for the future of anime games. Hey beautiful people of the world, hope we all doing well. You know who it is, that's One Panda. And get ready to roll on up because today we're going to be talking about Sparking Zero and the future of anime games, a subject I'm extremely passionate about. I myself am one of those anime enjoyers, if you will. I bet this nigga gets no bitches.
You stinky ass nigga, smelly ass nigga. You're ugly. You're ugly. You woman have you.
All right. But as an anime enjoyer and a video game connoisseur, if you will, you would think I'll be excited to play a new anime game when it gets announced. But quite the contrary. Anytime one gets announced, I never feel any type of excitement or hope for it or joy, as I've watched game trailer after game trailer of soulless video games preying on the hype of the anime is portraying, except for the GOAT Sparking Zero. And as I wonder why that's the case, it started to dawn on me that we're screwed. To fully explain why I may think this way, I want to explore two things. One, what makes a good anime game good and how that differs from it being successful. And two, what the future of anime games might look like after Sparking Zero. So let's jump into it. A significant part of how we evaluate anime games and how we deduce if they're good or not is emulation. How well did they emulate the feel of the characters in the world in gameplay, and did it translate the mediums well? For this, I will turn to two widely popular anime games, the Tenkaichi series and the Naruto Storm series. These video games are so loved and hold a special place in many people's hearts as it really defined a lot of people's childhoods. These games are so popular and so well made that they have many iterations and spin-offs of them, all selling pretty well. These are literally considered the GOATs of anime games. You know why Storm and Tenkaichi are considered the GOATs of anime games? Because I feel like I'm in their universe. Just like choosing Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and overwhelming my opponent with quick and flashy moves and deciding to blow up the planet with a Big Bang Kamehameha attack. Because why not? The Tenkaichi series is goated with making their player feel like the characters they are choosing. Playing Master Roshi, not being able to fly, launching a final flash as a Vegeta. I feel like I'm playing the anime. When you play an anime game, you want to feel like the characters you've been watching. That's the main reason why you're buying it. When I play the Storm series, I feel like I'm playing a Naruto game because it allows me to run around Konoha Village, come across different Naruto landmarks like the training field. And you know, I feel like my characters when I choose them because I can turn into Ninetales, I can choose Gaara, overwhelm my opponent with his sand. The older games even excelled even further in an emulation because I could fight on walls, I can do jutsu classes. Some games even allow me to do the hand signs as well. Granted, I do think the older Storm games are better than the new ones that they're releasing, but that's another video. Now let me turn on some Jujutsu Kaisen Curse Clash, and not even arguable failure of a game. I mean, look at the sale numbers and refund counts. In this game, I don't even get a speck of feeling like a JJK character. All the characters are floaty for some reason. All characters move the same. There's no single player experience that immerses me in the world. I mean, what is this? The tags don't even have the oomph that they try to emulate in the source material as well. In DBT Sparking Zero, let me choose Birder. I'm giving you the quickest ass whooping you've ever seen in your life. The Naruto and Dragon Ball power system is so easily transferable to different mediums. But why is that? Because they're simple, yet they're so flashy and cool, and the gimmicks are easy to replicate. They can do amazing feats that don't require a lot of know-how on how they did it to understand. But how do I transfer the feeling of breaking someone else's domain in JJK? Yes, you can technically transfer it, but it won't be as easily as transferring the feeling of a Big Bang attack destroying a planet. Let the ground shake as I power up, and you got my money. There's no extra steps involved. Now, I'm going to have to put this point on hold because it's going to come into play later, but while we discuss other arguments and stuff, I want you to ask yourself, what anime do I want to see a video game based off next? As anime fans, we've already been spoiled by seeing our favorite manga portrayed in a stylistic show, except for Blue Lock fans. Y'all are in the mud, I am sorry. So if an anime game comes out with anything but that, we are reluctant to buy it. I mean, look at when the first footage of the Hunter x Hunter game released. The immediate thing people started complaining about was how the graphics looked akin to a PSP game. And we didn't even get to see how the game played yet for real. We really saw the graphics and assumed the worst. Even though this is what fans wanted, a Hunter x Hunter fighting game. But please give me a Yu Yu Hakusho fighting game. My life is yours, please. But anyways, all the great anime games are praised for how it looks. Fighters with its art style, Storm cutscenes. Cyber Connect 2 literally put their whole foot into the cutscenes. Oh my god. The JoJo's All-Star battle with how stylistic and unique the art style is. You guys really cooked with that. But now look at how the JJK anime looks, how it has amazing animation. And then you look at the game, and it looks like this.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass.
Curse Clash is like Raising Cane's, and Sparking Zero is like Chick-fil-A, literally flirting versus harassment. We want to see the characters that we have an emotional connection to portrayed beautifully in a good-looking game. So that brings me to my next point, which is not only a deal breaker if it's a good game, but if it's successful. It's having a large roster. This low-key makes or breaks it. Like, it's actually the most important component in the sauce. You know why Tenkaichi has a legacy that it does? It's because we literally get everyone from our favorite show. Like, literally everyone. That's why they released the trailers like that, because they knew the amount of characters I can play as, against, and experience is a vital part in a making anime game, particularly in a fighting game. Bleach is also even doing the same rollout as well as Tenkaichi, even though it's still not as good. The Naruto Storm games also have a large roster, with Storm 4 having characters ranging from the first Naruto to all the way to Boruto. A large roster doesn't just mean I can experience all the characters I find cool or interesting, but allows for more diverse gameplay. I'm less likely to play the same character over and over again or fight against the same character over and over again if it has a large roster. It can also make the characters that nobody even thinks twice about get carried by the game as well. This girl definitely got carried by the game. We have seen anime games fail in part because of a lack of a large roster. Kill la Kill If, for example, a game that had pretty deep game mechanics, amazing graphics, a pretty decent story, and a pretty okay netcode to complement it as well, yet did not sell well. Granted, Kill la Kill If did release a couple years after the Kill la Kill anime ended, and Kill la Kill already has like a small fan base in itself compared to other animes. But a lot of people that played the game complained that it is not enough characters to play. Same thing with Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles. A pretty well-made game visually and mechanically was pretty good as well, yet a common complaint is that there aren't enough characters. Yet, stack this up against JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R, a game that was originally released for the PS3 back in 2013, but got re-released on all platforms back in 2022 with even more characters. 50 characters at that, even characters that aren't even animated yet. Sparking Zero, please do this and my life is yours. JoJo's did so well that it even beat out Elden Ring back in September 2022, running as the 8th highest game sold that month, and is one of the most popular anime games getting played currently, averaging more players than the Demon Slayer game. Now let's really put that in perspective. JoJo's is arguably less popular than Demon Slayer, especially right now, and All-Star Battle is a re-release. Also, the peak of All-Star Battle is 2,000 less players than Demon Slayer, but it is still averaging more players right now. Granted, this is a great game, but they were able to boost their sales by marketing off their large roster and keep their player base, as there's a plethora of characters I can choose from once I get bored of a main. Now, of course, the last obvious thing that makes an anime game good, it just has to be a good game. We don't want to keep matching B, we don't want to shelve an RPG, we don't want to shelve a fighting game, we just want a good game. And the fans yearn for it. That's why we praise games like Kakarot and Fighters and Kill la Kill, but gameplay doesn't matter for the success of an anime game. I've shown you what makes an anime game good: the emulation, the graphics, the gameplay, the roster. But the thing that is the most important in the success of an anime game is the roster, and that can overcome bad gameplay. For example, Jump Force. Jump Force looks terrible graphic wise, art style wise, and the gameplay is just straight doo-doo water. Yet the game sold pretty well, debuting as the 4th highest selling game of 2019 with 5 million copies sold, making it the 23rd most sold fighting game of all time, beating out Xenoverse and just narrowly losing under Super Smash Bros. Wii U. And the reason why it sold so well was because of its large roster size and its ability to pull from different anime fan bases. Now you can say, hey, we all knew it was a bad game. Just because it sold well doesn't mean people are still playing it today. Well, we would think that's the case, especially now. But people are still playing this game even though this game has been delisted in all stores, including Steam, where it averages more players than a My Heroes 1 Justice game that came out years after Jump Force released. And I don't even mess with the My Heroes 1 Justice game like that, but I think it's a better game mechanically and graphically than Jump Force. Yet people are still playing Jump Force more today than My Hero. And you can be like, well, that's only Steam. But people are saying they don't even need to wait long for a match on PlayStation. Niggas really turning on the PS5 to run around as Yugi screaming it's time to duel. It's just crazy to me. To make an anime game good, you need all 4 that I mentioned. Emulation, good graphics, a good roster size and content to pull from, and the game has to be good mechanically. To make an anime game successful, you only really need to have a large roster and or good graphics. Because Jump Force did not do anything right in my opinion, other than have a plethora of characters to choose from, and it sold pretty well. Now that I've fully explained what makes an anime game good to me and what makes it successful, we can finally get into what I think is about to happen after Sparking Zero releases, in the future of anime games. For one, I don't think we have the anime to make a video game out of. Do you remember my question from earlier? What anime do you want to see a video game based off of? Okay, now subtract from that list anime that's older than 2010. Now subtract from that list anime that does not have any memorable moments like how Dragon Ball has their memorable combos. Now subtract from that list anime that does not have a unique world or environment that you would want to explore with memorable locations. Now I know some of you might be holding on to a couple of anime, but now subtract from that list anime that does not have a simple power system that can be easily transferable to a video game medium. That's the thing. A lot of anime that are out right now that are your typical shonen fighting genre, I don't believe would be good games. The issue is a lot of shows aren't translatable. The Dragon Ball power system is so transferable to different mediums. How do I transfer the feeling of breaking someone's domain in JJK? But you know what I can transfer easily? An energy blast. And that's the thing with Dragon Ball power system. It's so simple yet so raw that makes transferring it easy without losing any of its epicness or how cool it feels. Having Vegeta do a big bang attack to destroy a planet is going to hit every time. Transferring power systems that are more complex like JJK or Hunter x Hunter is way more difficult because the power system heavily relies on the rules and the environment and the situation to dictate what happens. I mean, think about Knuckles' Nen ability from Hunter x Hunter. 1, do you remember who Knuckles is? 2, do you remember his Nen ability? If you do, you're a nerd. I'm just kidding. But yes, you can make a game about an anime with more complex system, but it comes with a cost. Either we get cutscenes of the ability occurring, which reduces or removes how it feels, or we could cut off the characters that have power systems that are too complex, which removes the emulation or the roster size. Both are important to how an anime game is perceived and how good it is. I think a lot of anime, especially new gen, and this may be because of nostalgia, doesn't give me the same feeling of cool and simple yet epic raw nature that watching a Dragon Ball show gives me or playing a Dragon Ball game gives me. I don't know how to explain it other than that. There's no Goku Meteor combo or that combo that Gohan did against Frieza back in Planet Namek. And I feel like none of them have any worlds I really want to explore, like how I want to explore Naruto's world, even Dragon Ball's world. I think we're getting a lot of plain Japan style settings, which is fine, but I can only explore Shibuya so many times. I think what's going to start happening, which I already think is happening right now, is I want to start looking at older animes to make video games off of. I think we already did this with Hunter x Hunter, and I think a lot of games are going to follow suit. We also need to stop making so many anime games of anime that just came out. We did not need to make a JJK game right after season 1. There was no characters we had an attachment to. There were really no characters we had really introduced to like that. There was no reason for this game. Also, addressing my point from earlier, you guys probably thought, well, you said it would be difficult to emulate Hunter x Hunter, but there's a Hunter x Hunter fighting game coming out. Let's be honest with ourselves here. Are you really looking for it? And let me ask you, how many people do you think are looking for it? I'm looking for it, but I'm a fighting game fan. And I do hope it sells well because I'll be purchasing to support. But the problem with 2D fighting games, it alienates a lot of its fan base. I really think Fighters is the exception. I don't think every anime needs a Fighters type game. Except Yu Yu Hakusho, please give me one, please. A lot of people fell off of Fighters when it first released because they weren't really into fighting games like that. What I really think made Dragon Ball FighterZ excel is that Dragon Ball is a huge IP in itself, and Dragon Ball FighterZ was amazing graphically, and the large roster that it had was able to keep Dragon Ball fans engaged. But I don't think the Hunter x Hunter game will do too well numbers wise, because like I said, I don't think it would have the roster to carry the sales, along with it being a fighting game that holds back its casual fans. Not everyone wants to come home from a long day at work and get on the game and get mad at someone juggling them. Come on guys, let's be serious here. I don't think every game needs to be a 2D fighters. Y'all are not looking for a Kaiju number 8 fighters. Be for real with yourself. Also, I think after Sparking Zero, we're going to be introduced to a lot of different genres of anime games. But I think very few popular anime games pull this off well and be successful at it as well. Because bro, let's be for real. Y'all are not looking for a Dr. Stone anime game. Y'all are not. Y'all want to play anime Minecraft. Y'all just don't. So when I was writing the script, I was trying to predict what the next anime game would be based on the criteria I gave myself. You know, how well can it be emulated and still be fun? Does it have a large cast? Is it really popular? And I wrote the script back in June, and I said Bleach would be the next anime game. Then a month later, the new Bleach game got announced. Now, I don't want to be like I have an all-seeing eye and everything I say is right because I'm a nigga of a mic, but at least for me, I think this is a fair assessment on how to predict the next anime game and how to predict if the anime game is going to be good and successful or not. Granted, the game does look like shit. They really fumbled the bag with this game. It looks amazing graphically, but the mechanics, I just can't get behind. I really hope it is good though. I really hope I'm wrong, but I'm like, oh, I'm just not excited for this game. But that's beside the point. I personally believe One Piece would be the next big anime game. I think One Piece would be the next poster child actually for the anime games as a whole. I think at one point it was Dragon Ball, I had a little bit of Naruto, but I think we got the last hurrah for Dragon Ball. We got Sparking, we got the Dragon Ball MOBA, and we're still getting updates for Xenoverse 2, and Fighters is still live. Granted, I do think they could release a Naruto Fighters one day, but they're really playing with Naruto's name right now. I'm not gonna lie to you, Naruto fans right now are in the mud, but I'm hoping this is all part of the plan, like they're just trying to cook up something behind the scenes. But I don't know, they've really been doing Naruto fans dirty. One Piece, I believe, has not gotten a proper chance. I think they really have the ability to just shake some things up once they get all their IP and write things figured out. One Piece open world or One Piece fighters would go so hard. And that's it. I think after Sparking Zero releases, I don't think anime fans would feel excited for a new anime game for a while. Sparking Zero really is generational. I don't know if my ranting was cohesive or flowed well enough, but I hope it was easy for y'all to understand my point and what I was trying to say. I think we're just trying to communicate that in the future, I'm not really going to feel excited about anime games like how I feel about Sparking Zero, or how I used to feel about Fighters or Xenoverse. I don't think there's going to be a new anime game that really pulls me like that, and I really hope it does, but I'm just I don't know, I don't have any hope for the future, to be honest. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys agree with me or disagree with me. I'm really curious. I wanted to see what y'all's points are. I really want this channel to be just an open communication type of thing. Just an open conversation. We can exchange opinions and go back and forth and everything like that. I really appreciate it. What anime do you guys think will get a game next? Or what do you guys think makes a good anime game? I'm really curious. I think it's good for us to have this type of conversation in our community so we can finally get what we want. And we can communicate to the publishers like, hey, this is the type of stuff we want. Also, I feel like in the community, we kind of attack each other a lot and we don't really get a lot of stuff done. So it'd be nice if we stop, hating on each other for a little bit, that'd be kind of nice, at least for Sparking Zero. It's not bringing any hate while Sparking Zero's around. Like, come on, bruh. But yeah, with that, I'm about to go stare at a wall and wait till Sparking Zero releases. I hope you all have a good day. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. I really appreciate it, and peace.